Welcome to the first of 3 videos covering activity management. We hope it will provide you with useful information to support you in self-managing your energy levels more effectively. It is important to realise that everything we do requires energy. Even sitting down in a chair takes energy, as our body is working hard to defy gravity and keep us upright. Our body is also working hard to carry out bodily functions which are involuntary but still take energy, such as our heart beating and breathing. It can be helpful to group activities into these different energy components. Generally, when we are considering physical activities, it will be those that require action and movement, such as walking. Cognitive activities are those that involve thinking, processing and attending to information, such as reading. Emotional activities are those that relate to our psychological needs, such as spending time alone. Social activities usually involve interacting with other people, such as seeing friends or family. Activities can also overlap. For example, driving could be classed as both a physical and a cognitive activity. Different activities or tasks will use varying degrees of energy and will affect people differently. For example, showering may be classed as a high energy demand activity for one person, but low energy demand for someone else. Some people may find mental tasks more fatiguing, whilst other people may find physical tasks use more of their energy. How well we have slept the night before, how we are feeling, the time of day that we are carrying out an activity, and who we are with can all have an impact on our ability to engage in activities. This may help to explain why we may be having difficulties carrying out activities which may have been quite simple and straightforward for us in the past. A helpful tool to start to understand the impact activities have on you is to complete a weekly activity diary. It can capture what you have done in the course of a day, how long you have engaged in activities for, and what happened to your fatigue and other prominent symptoms. In the second video on activity management, we will explain how to keep an activity diary and how to colour code your activities to support you with activity management. The aim of activity management is to find a level of activity that you can manage that does not cause excessive levels of fatigue. Fatigue levels can vary, so on some days you may be able to do more than others. It is understandable that when your energy levels feel higher, you want to do more and fill your day doing lots of things. However, this can cause an increase in fatigue requiring enforced periods of rest. It is also important to be mindful of becoming stuck. Sometimes we may be resting for too long, which may result in us feeling sluggish, making it harder to start an activity or task. Our bodies are designed to be doing, so we need to engage in activities so that it can produce energy, but at a manageable and sustainable level. It is important for our overall well-being that we engage in a variety of activities. Sometimes we may spend too long on cognitive tasks, for example, and forget that we also need to engage in physical, social and leisure activities. When we are feeling fatigued, we may prioritise activities that we have to do, such as going to work, doing housework, or self-care tasks such as washing and dressing. We may forget about the pleasurable activities that we enjoy, such as seeing friends or engaging in hobbies. It is important that we make time for these valued activities, as they give us a purpose and provide meaning to our lives. In this video, we will be looking at different activity management principles that can support you to manage your energy levels more effectively. For example, how to set an energy baseline. the importance of engaging in restorative rest, how to pace and grade activities, and how to adapt activities. In the second video, we will discuss other helpful activity management tips. The first thing to say about setting a baseline. And remember, a baseline is about trying to find a level of activity that you can manage that does not cause excessive levels of fatigue. Is that it will take time. It is very much based on trial and error. Therefore, it is important for you to be kind to yourself whilst you work out what is a manageable level of activity for you. For example, if you are cleaning for 20 minutes but feeling exhausted afterwards, it is likely that you are doing the activity for too long. You could try reducing it to 15 minutes. If that feels more manageable, then you are likely to be working within your energy baseline. In this diagram, the blue line indicates a minimum and maximum range of energy. The red line shows energy is fluctuating in a peak and trough profile, indicating a boom and bust pattern. The green line is ideally where you want to be in terms of managing your energy levels, i.e. your energy is more stable. It is important to realise that your energy levels will still fluctuate, but by trying to avoid overactivity or excessive rest, it will stay in a more stable range. Remember, all activities that you engage in should be at a level that feels manageable and sustainable. This may mean that you do less than you feel able to do on a better day and more than you are able to on a slower day. This may be frustrating, but in the long run, you should begin to feel that you have spread your energy supply more evenly and start to feel more productive as a result. This also provides you with a good foundation to build from. Just to recap, your baseline should be a comfortable level of activity that is manageable and sustainable without increasing symptoms. It is also important to highlight that any changes you make to your routine will take time and patience. We are all different, so each person will manage this at their own speed and in a way that fits in with their life. So please try not to compare yourself to others or how you were before you started to experience problems with fatigue. An important part of activity management is balancing activity demands with restorative rest. There will be another video on relaxation, but when planning your daily routine, it is important to factor in periods of effective rest as part of your daily routine. Our bodies are not designed to be constantly on the go. We need downtime to help us to recuperate. We may think we are resting when we are sitting down and watching the TV, for example. But it is not restorative rest, as our mind is still engaged in looking at and following the TV programme. When relaxing, it is important to relax both your body and mind. Spending too long resting can also add to symptoms. Even on a slower day, getting up regularly and walking around even for a short period to stretch and breathe can be helpful. It is better to aim for shorter but more frequent periods of restorative rest breaks. If you feel guilty when resting, changing your perception may help. See it as enabling your body and mind to recharge, enabling you to expend energy on the next task or activity you have planned to do. Learning to relax is a skill that can take time to learn, and we will discuss this in more detail in the relaxation video. Pacing basically involves breaking down tasks into smaller, more manageable chunks, with short quality rest breaks in between. The benefit of pacing is that it enables you to spread your energy over a longer period of time, making it more sustainable and manageable. For example, if you are reading for 30 minutes, but feeling this is too much, but find 10 minutes manageable, then your baseline for this activity is 10 minutes. You could try engaging in reading for 10 minutes 3 times a day, perhaps in the morning, midday, and in the evening. This may be a better approach than trying to read for 30 minutes in one go. Grading is a way of gradually increasing or decreasing activity. You can grade activities in terms of time, distance, speed, strength, resistance, or complexity. Time is perhaps the easiest way to measure what you are doing, for example, reading for 10 minutes. Distance is a useful measure for activities such as walking or driving. For example, identifying markers along the way, such as a lamppost, postbox, or shop. Speed is a combination of time and distance. A really helpful energy-saving strategy is to slow down the speed at which you are carrying out an activity. Strength is related to muscle power and stamina. Sometimes decreasing a load may help, for example, reducing the weight in shopping bags or reducing the number of times you climb the stairs. Resistance is related to strength, for example, walking somewhere that is relatively flat rather than walking up a hill. Complexity. This is mostly associated with mental or cognitive tasks. You can make tasks easier by simplifying them, such as following a simple recipe with minimum steps or focusing on one task at a time. Removing distractions such as background noise can also be helpful. Another helpful way of managing your energy is by adapting activities. For example, could you change the energy demand by sitting down when carrying out meal preparation tasks, such as peeling and chopping vegetables, or when carrying out self-care tasks, such as washing and dressing? When going out to see a friend, could you reduce the demand of getting to and from the venue by asking a friend or family member to drive you there and pick you up? If your energy levels are better in the morning, it may be better to use this time for more high energy demand activities or tasks. Planning ahead can also be helpful, as this will reduce the risk of doing too much in one go. For example, planning to vacuum one room per day, rather than vacuuming the entire house in one go. In this video, we have covered what activity and activity management is, and have provided helpful activity management principles to help maximise your energy levels, whilst also reducing the fluctuations in your energy. In the second video, we will be looking at other helpful activity management tips and how to complete an activity diary.